So, good morning, Miss and everyone. I'm Gohan Chong from the UEIS. For today, the presentation will be divided into two parts, poster presentation and artifact demonstration. I will focus more on the artifact demonstration since most of the content on the poster now actually have been discussed in the past 2 semesters. So let's go through what we have now. My final year project title is Development of Supply Chain Management System using Blockchain Technology for Customization Furniture Industry. In more specific, it will only focus on the SME scale businesses in this industry. So customization furniture manufacturing differs from the standardized furniture industry like IKEA. The SME business in this sector face unique challenge in terms of their supply chain management. It's primarily due to their MTO, which is make to order production model. It means that they will not have any raw material stock before they receive the order from their customer. So once they receive the order, they will use some traditional way, phone call and so on of way to manage their raw material ordering process. So it leads to potential supply chain problem. And this is also the reason why the involvers in this industry stated that they looks like stuck at industry 2.0 level. So this is my research design table. It represents how I design my system. There are 3 research questions and its corresponding research objectives. The phase including like study existing technologies in the publicly available supply chain management system now, and to design and develop my own supply chain management system. Lastly, I have to validate the efficiency and functionality of my own system. Then the method involves including literature review, questionnaire, and user acceptance testing. Since I'm an UEIS student, I want to make my project have more significance, so I've studied the knowledge domain like business process, relationship between supply chain management and customer satisfaction, and the advanced technologies in supply chain management system, and so on of business-related knowledge to ensure my systems meets the business requirement in this industry. And in terms of the technical domain, I've reviewed programming languages, frameworks, and tools. It finally guided my system development using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node.js, Express, EJS, Ganache, Solidity, Truffle, Bootstrap, and so on of framework and tools to implement my system. So my project can be divided into 3 level of scopes. The way that I managed to assign my functions to each level is based on this kind of manner. For example, the basic, including the functions sign up, log in, and the function, it will only retrieve the information from the database. Then the intermediate level will insert or update the information in the database. The advanced levels will be integration with the blockchain to record the order information and order status. So this is my use case diagram. As you can see, there are 2 accessibility roles, which are regular user and supplier. It provides the ability like sign up, log in, select supplier, then select the product, place the order, then you can check the order status, whether it's confirmed, then check invoice. The supplier side can manage their order and product as well. For a better understanding in terms of how I design my system, I've selected 3 use cases, select supplier, select product, and place order to demonstrate how I design my system. Then the selected UI and corresponding UML diagrams such as activity and sequence diagram also represent how I managed to draw the other UML diagram for my system. For instance, this sequence diagram, you can see that there are many alternative flow. For example, after we select a supplier, we want to select a product. Then if the product is available, how the system will flow. If not, how the system will flow. Then this activity diagram represents if delivery date is not selected in this place order process, how the system will interact with the user. Finally, after implemented my system, I've conducted a test case for all the functions since I use the MVC architecture. So I have to test the access control test and validation of input in each field for all of the functions and interface. For example, this email field is in the login interface and login functions. I will test if I put the invalid or valid email, how the system will behave. So this part, access control test, I'll be discussed in the later part, which is artifact demonstration. Then I think that will be all for my poster presentation. I will show you now the artifact demonstration. So while executing my system, I will also try to explain a bit more how the system backend operates. As mentioned previously, I have used Node.js, Express, Ganache, and so on, and frameworks and tools to implement my system. So before I want to start my system, I have to type something in the terminal first. First thing first, one of the evidence that my system is well integrated with the blockchain is that if I'm not start the Ganache, my system will not work properly. So I have to start it first. Run start. Secondly, I have to start the mandatory point of my system, which is not index.js. Then I think my system can run now. Yeah. Then there are two windows, one for the supplier and another one for the user. My system is named as WoodChain. I think it's quite appropriate, like the combination of furniture, wood, and the blockchain. Then just now, the authentication middleware and access control test I have been mentioned in the test cases that part. I will now show you how does it work and why we need to test it. For instance, we can try to access any patch that the user can access, such as, okay, user homepage. It says that please log in first and prevent us from accessing that patch. So in this case, I have to test this for all of the functions and pages that the user or supplier might be able to access without authentication by manipulating the URL, like just now what I did. So all of that have been included in the test case. And I'm not going to show you how the registration function works since we got some limitation on time today, and it is also the most easiest part in this system. But it does work properly, so we just start from the login. Another thing that I can tell is these two accounts are generated automatically when the database is initialized. It is for testing used during development phase, but today we also use both of them for the demonstration. So since I use the Bootstrap framework, so it does provide some mechanism to prevent invalid input. For example, this invalid format will prevent us to send the post request to the corresponding route. So it will promise an error message. So we must put something which is correct. Then no matter you put something wrong in email or password, we cannot log in as well, and it will only say invalid email or password for better security. So after we log in, we can see that there are so many suppliers are selectable. They were inserted manually myself to demonstrate that I have no ignore how important are the CSS and layout important in this system, so that my system can fit into any size of the screen. Like this, the mobile screen size, we can zoom in, zoom out, scroll out, scroll up. Then it can fit into the larger and the larger screen, I mean. And my system can upload the profile photo. So after you upload it, the profile photo will display immediately without required to refresh the page. And now I'm going to show you the main flow of my system, which are select supplier, product, place order, manage order, that kind of thing. So if we select a supplier which does not have a product, it is stated that no products is found. So we must select someone who got the product, which is best wood supplier. This is the sample account. Then we can see there are two products. We try to select two for each. Then the order summary side will display the selected product name, subtotal, and the quantity. So this kind of immediate response requires a quite complex client-side JavaScript to handle it. Of course, we can remove it, but we'll not be able to proceed to checkout, and it will from the message as well. So we select something. So after selecting the product, the selected product will not recorded to the blockchain and database yet. Instead, it is stored to a temporary data structure. So we just proceed to checkout. And after that, this is the reviewing and submitting order page. Then we can see the supplier who we want to make order to and the date, which is today, and the delivery date we must choose. If not, we also cannot place the order. So there is a mechanism as well, which is we must select from today. Only today is selectable. So we try to select 2nd August, then we can place the order. Then confirmation will come out in my system. Every important action, like you want to place the order, confirm the order, or manage the product information like add product, delete product, and so on. The confirmation model will come up to prevent the error action. So you just confirm it. Then we can see that order has been placed and recorded to blockchain successfully. So this is the manage order patch. In this patch, we can zoom in, zoom out as well, then scroll down, scroll up. Then each rows represent one order. The order we have made just now is the 28, which is the latest order. Since it is still pending, so we only can click on it to see the order details, like this is the supplier name, supplier address we want to make order to, and the product we have selected just now in that one order. So to check the blockchain things, we can check from here. Yeah, the information have been recorded to the blockchain. So in the Ganashare that one terminal, we can see the block number now is up to 37. So you just remember this 37. Then that will be all for the user part. We try to access as a supplier now. So after login, this is the supplier homepage, manage product page. And we can see both these products are just now what we selected. So we can select on it and try to change the name, like haha. And of course, we can delete it, but you say product description cannot be empty or only white space. Then we can try to put some invalid format as well. You say pre-match the requested format. Yeah. So we just update the product component information. Of course, we can also delete the product. Then we go to the manage order. Mostly the same with the user side. The only difference is this button. So we can check, like this is from the Apple manufacturing. So this is Apple manufacturing, the company address, the date, the product just now we have selected. Then we confirm it. Order status updated and recorded to blockchain successfully. So you can see now the block number now is updated up to the 38. It means that the information has actually been recorded to the blockchain properly. So now we can select on it to generate the invoice. Yeah, so we can see that the product name has not been affected, even I have changed the name. And this is not like disappear. It means that I have implemented the correct concept in terms of the database implementation. Then that will be all for the artifact demonstration. In conclusion, my system and project have been designed comprehensively to meet the functional requirement from a basic to the advanced level. Then from a system design perspective, my UML diagrams also illustrate the backend operations effectively, ensuring clarity and precision. Then my system implementation always consider about the business requirements, process, needs, which are learned from the literature review. It functions much like an e-commerce website while incorporating certain business logic, like you must select a delivery date to ensure a better resource planning management. Then the invoice will only be generated after both parties agree on that transaction. So it meets the real business world logic. So in terms of the non-functional requirement and usability, my system provides the SME in this industry with an intuitive, easy to use, minimalist, consistent interface. Besides that, it also provides sufficient feedback, like what you cannot do, what you can do, what have been done successfully, what is not. So it tries to reduce the learning curve and make my system more accessible and reliable. So overall, my system align well with the project topic objectives, which are addressing the key issues in this industry and also transit them from industry 2.0 to 4.0. Lastly, the most important is the integration with the blockchain have been done successfully. Then I think that will be all for my final year project. Thank you.